Life's going good. Diet's going good. It's the easiest diet I've ever been on. It's not giving me fits and problems. It's utterly uncomplicated. And so far, it's pretty easy to follow. So truth be told, any diet that I've ever really been on, the most I've ever really adhered to anything I've ever done is about 2 weeks. I can't claim any kind of great victory. I'm not 2 weeks into it. I'm tired of being overweight. I've been overweight for 20 years. And it just, no more, man. No more. I don't want it. I'm not gonna put up with it. It's not allowable. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna quit on myself. I'm just not. I'm gonna make it work. Make it happen for me, right? I'm gonna make that be. It's like quit smoking maybe 7-8 years ago because I knew that if I were to keep going and I were to die of smoking related causes, that I knew at the end of my life I'd be making bargains with God, the universe, everybody to give me just a little more time with my son. I would do anything to spend more time with my loved ones, to be in this world around these stars and these heavens and this grass, this earth and these wonderful trees and birds and life. Just give me another day. And then I reasoned, well, if I'm gonna feel that way, and I know I'm gonna feel that way, then take all that energy that you would have had in the future and all that worry and angst that I know and pile it into quitting. And I did that. And I was sobby and I was teary and I knew that I was done. And from that moment on, I didn't smoke. I didn't use any nicotine. There's a conviction in that I very rarely have had with other things. Just because I had the conviction to quit doesn't mean quitting was easy. I remember it being one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was difficult, man. Really difficult. For me, whenever I had quit smoking in the past, it was always like week 4 or 5 that was the most difficult because I would often kind of forget why I'm doing what I'm doing until the why of what you're doing becomes powerful enough. It won't result in helping you keep the passion for when things get rough. So when things get rough and you got to jump a hurdle or 2 or 3 or 5 all in a row, your passion has to be fueled by a big enough why. And I swear to you, I feel like the mind is a gamester, and I feel like it'll play tricks. You might know the why, and the why might be huge enough. It may be big enough, but then the brain will give you some weird temporary amnesia in a funky way. Somehow your why fades into the background, and then you do whatever it is that you didn't want to do. And after that dopamine hit or whatever the neurotransmitter spike is, the temporary amnesia sort of goes away. And you're back again, and then you remember, and then you have shame, and you have all these other things, and you broke your pact with yourself or whatever. I'm going to phrase this in a way I have no idea if science backs this up or not. But let's just put this out there, that when you go to change a negative habit, whether it be smoking, eating, drugs, or anything else, let's just say that there's some kind of funky temporary amnesia that will come over you and push your why, your reason for wanting to quit, into the background. It'll just shove it back and fade it away so that the brain can get the thing that it's addicted to. And what you need is a why that's so powerful that when the brain tries to pull the games and push it back, that why will not be denied. It will not be pushed back. And it says, I remember, I know why I'm doing this. With this weight thing, my why hasn't been powerful enough. And the why this time, I want to be able to have more sports interactions with my son. I want to be able to guard him up. I want to be able to have those good interactions with him. That's only part of it. I want to feel good about myself. I want to be able to take off my shirt and feel good about what I see. I haven't felt good about what I see in a very, very long time. I don't go to pools. I don't find myself attractive at all. And that's a problem. I don't want to feel that way. And I don't want to do some kind of cultural bullshit where the look of being unhealthy and overweight is something that I want to come to grips to and celebrate it. Bull crap. No. Human body wasn't made for that. I'm not into rail thin. I'm not trying to become skinny. I'd like to be 195. I'd like to get down there because I have a memory of being in college and I had dieted down and exercised my way from like 215 to 195. I had a six-pack for the first time ever. It was really cool. And so I remember that feeling. And I'd like to have some semblance of that again. That's driving me. Wanting to be in shape around my son's driving me. Wanting to be a role model for my son to show him that you can live healthily, and just for my own mental, physical well-being, my heart being, my whatnot. Yeah, and I also want to live longer and all these other things. So my whys are stronger. But here's the thing with this intermittent fasting that I feel is accurate at this point in time. My whys have gotten stronger, but with this alternate day stuff, it's weird. I'm gonna tell you, it's weird. Feels like the whys don't have to be as strong as the past, because I understand that willpower is a very limited resource. You know, it's your gumption, your will to do things. Nobody's got a huge pool of that. Anybody who thinks they have a very strong, huge, big willpower, they don't. What they've done is they've created habit, and their will puts them on the track of the habit, and then they allow that train track to carry them along to where the destiny that they want to go to. And so that's how everything works out good for them. Willpower is not very strong, and it's not very much, there's not a big pool of it. So you got to have good habits, because willpower won't get you there. Willpower will give out. And when it gives out, you want to have things in place way before it gives out. So the willpower, you have a bunch of habits. You have thousands of habits in a day, most likely. This diet feels like it doesn't take a lot of willpower to be on. So it feels like my why doesn't have to be quite as strong. And maybe that's a great thing. You know, maybe that means more people can do it. If you don't need your why to be super powerful, maybe you can hang on to it more easily. And you get through the day of fasting by looking forward to the next day, knowing that you're gonna eat. And in some ways, you can eat whatever you want. You know that you're not going to go overboard and absolutely mindlessly crazy. You know that it's only a day. You can do anything for a day. And tomorrow, you're going to get your glorious food, your lovely food. And if you really love food, then this is actually even a better way to go about it, because what a way to honor food, right? Is be like, I want you to feel important again. Not just something I do. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna savor it. Ooh, absence makes the heart go fonder, right? Let's make the food absent. And then we'll grow fonder of ourselves, of our food, everything. You don't need a gigantic why. You can just do it. Now, I may be talking out my ass because I haven't gone 2 weeks, but 3 weeks to make a habit, yeah? And I'm about 1 week in, so let's see. If the individual days in a week have been pretty easy, is it sustainably easy, or does it become increasingly difficult? I'll let you know. Have a great day.